All right. Daryl was nice enough to let me go to the bathroom in the break. Thanks, Daryl. Didn't care. He wanted to pin it on the poobah. By the
I'm
way,
humanitarian.
What is it?
I'm the great humanitarian between us.
You are. It's always game day in Cleveland, brought to you by our good friends at Smiley One and Bryant. That's right, Northeast Ohio's premier heating and cooling solution. Daryl, as we look ahead, the conference, until Cincinnati, we're doing this while Cincinnati's playing. So, but the conference was all sitting at 2-1, with the exception of the Bengals. So,
in the division.
In the division, sorry, not in the conference. So, what did that tell you?
Be 2-1.
What'd you say?
The entire AFC cannot be 2-1.
They could. I mean, I'm sure I can mathematically figure out a way at 16% to get that done.
All right, hang on. Let me kick my feet
up.
up.
Stop. If you do this again, I'm going to put my work. Stop it. Stop. What are your thoughts on that it's 2-1? You know, when I see 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, I think, damn, the Browns blew that game against Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
they really let that slip through. They should be 3-0.
Should be 3-0, but they are what the record is, and that's 2-1. I'll say this. So the interesting thing is, this is the fourth straight year the Browns are 2-1 under Kevin Stefanski, and they will try and go to 3-1 for the third time in 4 years under Kevin Stefanski, which, by the way, I'm totally predicting is going to happen.
You're saying you're predicting a win against Baltimore this week?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
No, just predict it. Don't go wishy-washy on me. Just either yes or no.
We've got.
If everybody stays healthy, you're predicting a victory. I'll give you that. That's your caveat.
We want people to keep downloading the podcast. I don't want to give out the game pick too early in the week here.
Daryl, no one gives a you know what.
It's called a tease, Andy.
Okay, Poobah.
Because you know everyone's going to be on pins and needles wondering how I'm going to pick this game later in the week.
That is true. This could be the goofiest podcast we've done in how many have we done of these now? Over 100, haven't we?
Basically, here's what we've done is that the Browns played their best game of the season, and we've done our worst podcast of the season. Perfect, hand in hand.
So we're 2-1 on the season too.
We're 2-1 as well. Yes.
Daryl, what will they? Although I don't know how deep I want to get into the Baltimore game right now, but what did you feel like needed to be fixed after this game against Tennessee?
Well, I think that they do have some work to do to clean up the run game, right? I mean, if there was one thing that didn't go well, and I know Tennessee's good against the run, but it was pretty painful trying to watch the Browns run the football at times. I mean, at one point they had, I think it was like Pierre Strong and Jerome Ford were the leading rushers with 5 yards apiece. I mean,
Pierre Strong ended up leading the team in yards because he had like 2 runs at the end of the game.
Yeah.
For 8 yards.
Yeah, he was able to bump his average up to 4.5, 6 carries, 27 yards. Jerome Ford averaged a whopping 1.8 yards a carry, but he made up for it by running for a touchdown and then catching a touchdown as well. So that helped. And yeah, because he caught the 2 passes for 33 yards, including the 19-yard score there. Deshaun Watson ran it 4 times for 16 yards. Kareem Hunt 5 times for 13 yards. Harrison Bryant, can't really hold it against him. He did his job. Harrison Bryant, new Jacoby Brissett on the team.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you be? I thought that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
He went 2 for 2 on the sneak in there. I think, I don't know. Is it time to say that Elijah Moore is not a running back?
I think so. That was one of the things that people complained about after. They're like, okay, we see what you were trying to do. We saw your experiment and it didn't work. So
yeah, I just don't know the Elijah Moore running thing is really working. He's got, I just want to make sure numbers are correct here as I flip the page to look. 6 carries, 23 yards. He's averaging 3.8 a carry. Yeah, I don't know that. I get what Kevin Stefanski's doing. I just kind of feel like teams have sniffed it out now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know. I'm starting to. I was real excited about it in the offseason and during training camp. Seeing him move around the way he was, and I still want to see that. I just don't know that having him get the football on handoffs is the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to work. I don't know. Is there somebody else? I mean, you hired these guys to be running backs, so let them be running backs, right?
Yeah.
He was hired to be a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with that. I just
feel like they're going to get the guy killed.
Yeah. Although he does seem excited by it, though. Let's be honest. I mean,
Again, I'm not criticizing the philosophy or the intent or anything like that, right? I'm not sitting here saying Kevin Stefanski's an idiot for doing this. That's not.
right,
I'm just saying that I don't think the juice is going to be worth the squeeze based on what I have seen through 3 weeks. I don't feel like handing him the football coming out of the backfield is worth it. Now, throwing it to him coming out of the backfield, I'm totally cool with. Fine. You want
right,
to run a reverse to him, try and get him on the perimeter type of thing. Again, totally cool with that.
right.
I just don't know him running traditionally. I don't know that juice is worth the squeeze. So that's my one little, I don't want to say criticism, but questioning going forward offensively.
All right,
Yeah.
so I want to play a game here just to end the show, and we'll call it "Let's Go for Two." Okay. So
Okay.
give me 2 points. Give me 2 points from the game that you think are important. I'll give you one. You give me one. I'll give you one. You give me another. Ready?
From the win?
Yeah, from the
Okay.
game, and or from where we're at in the season right now.
All right,
Okay,
I will say, all right, I'll say Myles Garrett just completely wrecking things up front for teams.
Okay.
The way he's gaming it, you know what I mean? The basketball thing in week 1, yesterday running up and down the line, making tight ends follow him, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, that was cool video to watch. I got to tell you, I thought that was super interesting.
And even
I'm
Kevin,
gonna
like that's a
go.
new one for me. I never saw 2 tight ends move to follow a defensive end before.
I thought that was interesting when he said that too. Denzel Ward, I think, is playing some of the best football we've seen him
Yep.
play. I thought the last 2 weeks he has been absolutely outstanding, especially for a guy we were questioning whether his career could have been over because of concussion. So Denzel Ward has been just outstanding the last 2 weeks. So that's one of my 2 extra points. You had one. Give me your last extra point.
Well, I have a trivia question for you now.
This is a extra point, or you can't do shtick within a shtick. You know
I'm
that,
gonna do
right?
shtick within a shtick. How
Okay,
many
go ahead.
in a row has Denzel Ward broken up a pass?
How many games in a row?
Yeah.
25.
You're really bad at this. 9.
I don't know. What is it? I don't really think about it. How many games in a row?
9.
Oh, 9. All right.
9. That's that's
I think when you're dropping these questions on me that they're going to be astronomical numbers.
and see that's your one of many mistakes. You're always overthinking things.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm the Deshaun Watson of hosts. All right, give me your second. That's not your second extra point, is it?
No, that wasn't my second.
Okay, give me your second extra point.
I was trying to play off the point that you made.
Hang on. Let me go to the rebooth. Let me go to the replay booth. Hang on a second. After further review, Daryl's extra point is no good. Okay, next, go.
My second key point is the offensive line.
Ooh.
Namely, DeJuan Jones. I think he's been an unsung hero since stepping in for Jack Conklin. I saw a stat today that he's only allowed like 1 pressure. Like he's not given up a sack yet. That's pretty impressive for a guy that had to kind of like step in and do what he's had to do. So I think that's pretty good for him.
All right, my last extra point is this. When Deshaun Watson really gets into the rhythm and gets into the groove, I still don't think he's there yet, but I do think we saw vast improvement. I think Marquise Goodwin is going to jump off the page if they give him the opportunity, especially on big plays. I am waiting for that breakout catch from him. I thought we were going to see it. They didn't need it yesterday, but I cannot wait till they get him moving and in sync and in rhythm. We know we have 3 very good wide receivers. Donovan Peoples-Jones had a really nice catch yesterday as well. And, Amari Cooper is Amari Cooper. I think he's been outstanding. But I really, really, really want to see Marquise Goodwin get into this thing and get moving and get some opportunity. So that's my second extra point. What'd you think of that one?
That was strong.
Thank you.
They tried getting it to him. Week 1 almost had 2 big ones.
Oh, if the ball just would have had a little more oomph on it. By the way, Daryl, we're always looking for feedback. So I figured just for today only, I'll read some of the feedback we got from yesterday's post-game podcast. Do you want to hear that or not?
Yeah, sure. I thought you had some instantaneous feedback for me running the podcast into the ditch today. So.
Oh no, you did a tremendous job, Daryl. I mean, seriously, 10 out of 10 in taking this thing right into the ground. Feedback from our podcast immediately following the game. I'll just read a couple. Great win, says Jake Langs. Reese 44622. Yeah, the ref was standing right on top of it and really missed it. Bam, Cleveland Sports Collectible says Ryder changed his narrative quickly. And the ever popular one, Wolf Lawrence. Excellent. That's just that is Mensa wisdom right there. Wolf. You good? I don't remember you changing your tune on anything though. I'll be honest with you. Do you?
I kind of pride myself on my consistency.
Yeah, I didn't think you changed your tune.
I'm usually consistently positive or consistently negative. There's no area with me.
All right, Daryl, I want to go watch Monday Night Football so we have something to talk about in our next podcast because this team's playing so well. There's nothing to complain about.
You don't want me to read any more quarterback percentages so you know what is a good completion percentage, what is a bad completion percentage?
You know what? Hang on. I want to spend 1 minute with Meredith before we leave here.
3.5 is good. Anything south of that is not so great.
All right, 1 minute with Meredith. Meredith, you don't have to come on camera for this. We want to hear your excellent voice. Thoughts on Travis Swift. I just said that. Wow,
Travis Swift.
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
I hope that Travis is prepared for the celebrity that comes with Taylor Swift. Because I will say this. When he scored his touchdown on Sunday, they showed him doing his little end zone dance for like a second, and then the camera was up on Taylor and Mama Kelce, and it was up there for like 20 seconds. Like every single headline is all Taylor Swift. So I know that they're probably having a lot of fun right now, but there's a lot that comes with being in Taylor Swift's inner circle. So I hope he's ready for it.
Rumor is, did you hear how they got her out of the suite that she was in? Daryl, did you hear this one?
Nope.
Was it in the cleaning cart? Because that's how she did it on her tour.
They put her in a popcorn popper.
Yeah.
All right.
That's awesome.
Since Meredith is here, this is some good stuff here. So you want to hear the Taylor Swift effect for Travis Kelce?
Yes,
I heard 250,000 new Instagram followers.
300,000 plus social media followers, a 400% increase in merchandise sales, top 5 selling jersey in the NFL. How about that?
Sounds about right. That is the Taylor Swift effect, because if you looked at her Eras tour from the past year, she boosted the economy in every city that she went to, every city that she toured in, the way LeBron James boosted the economy for the city of Cleveland while he was playing with the Cavaliers. Like, she was doing that for every city around the country.
So the league's merchandising site, which I'm not going to mention because they're not sponsoring the podcast, so I don't want to give any particular merchandising site.
Right.
400% spike for Kelce.
Wow.
Because of the bump. Oh, and I guess so. Taylor Swift also wore a specific shoe, and apparently, and again, don't want to give anyone any free plugs. If you'd like to sponsor the podcast, hit up our beautiful sales staff; they'll take care of you, and we'll be glad to help you out there. But that shoe, I guess, became the number 1 selling shoe in the country overnight. She was wearing a Chiefs colors, red.
Right.
This particular shoe brand, and it's the number 1 shoe. By the way, I could not name you 3 Taylor Swift songs. We had this conversation on the afternoon show. Nick Wilson literally fell out of his chair when I told him that, but she's a big hit. They're a big hit.
Daryl.
I think if we played, we're not going to, but I think if we played you Taylor Swift songs, I think you would recognize them.
Yeah, Daryl, clearly the problem is you. It's you. The problem is you.
Yes. Shout out to the Eagles social media staff, though. They got a picture of Jason Kelce next to Swift on their, I forget his first name, and they sent out a picture basically saying this hits different or something like that on their social media account. It was a fantastic post on their on X.
So if you don't know, I'll explain the story behind that really quickly. Taylor Swift is from the Philadelphia area, and she is a well-documented Eagles fan. And Hits Different is a bonus track off of her most recent album, Midnights. Okay. So that's That's how that all ties in together.
Am I
Listen.
allowed to show the tweet, or is that like, are we going to get in trouble for doing
No,
that?
why could you could show a tweet? Why wouldn't? But you just need to shake it off. Don't put yourself in a blank space, man. Just don't do that. Even if you're coming off of a cruel summer, you just don't want any bad blood. You got to have style, man. I knew you were in trouble when we got into this podcast.
Right,
But I do. How'd I do, Meredith?
You did well. You did a good job, Andy.
Exactly what you just did, and you know what?
You did know her songs.
So you do know her songs. Andy just named like 5 of them.
You know what, Andy?
What?
Respect.
That was Aretha Franklin.
Yeah. Again, I say it again. The problem is you. It's always you.
I was giving you respect for doing.
Oh. Meredith, thank you. Outstanding job as always. This might be one of our worst podcasts, and it's definitely one of our longest podcasts as well. Daryl, thank you. We'll do another one as the Browns get set to play the Ravens on Sunday. It's always game day in Cleveland.